Hello friends, welcome. This is Wendy with Love and Stampin', and I am using the Rabbit Hole Designs today to show you a really cute one-layer scene card. There's no masking on this card, but there is some kind of fun scene building, and it took me a little while to figure it out. I've sped this video up to 2 times its normal speed, just so you know that right from the get-go. I don't move this fast in real life. Wouldn't it be nice if I did? So here I'm starting out by masking off part of this stamp. Now you have options. You could mask a stamp like I just did, or you could cut this stamp apart if you wanted to. I have some trepidation about cutting stamps apart. I don't know why exactly, but I just do. And so I just didn't feel good about cutting this stamp set apart. And so I left it. I left it intact and I just did masking. In between each stamping, I cleaned the stamp, but here you're about to see a mistake. I cleaned the stamp, but it just wasn't good enough. And there was some residual left, but I really didn't want to start over and redo this whole thing. So hang with me here and I'll show you how to fix it. So I'm stamping these penguins, and the way I'm can you see it right there? I was really upset. So I have this thing called a mono eraser. You can find them on Amazon, and I'll link to my Amazon store below this video. And I clean up the lines using that. But what I did that you couldn't see is did I mask all these? I guess I did. Now I can't remember. I recorded this video quite a while ago. I didn't think that I masked them, but apparently, in fact, I must have. So that was masking paper, and then I cut them all out, and I'm masking them off. Over there on the right hand side of my screen, excuse me, you can see that I have drawn kind of a loose idea of what it is I want to do. Now I did that before I stamped, before I did anything, so that I would kind of know the direction of where my stamped images would need to be and what I would need to be doing. So here I am masking each of these off, now I remember, so that I can put in my background without worrying about it going into my penguins. Now, one thing I would like to note about this is if you wanted to keep these penguins that you have fussy cut the mask for, all you have to do is take them off and just stick them down, and you'll be able to keep them forever. Here I am using a pencil to super lightly draw in a tree. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to have a tree stump or not. And here I am using a B000 marker to draw in my snow. So this is a Christmas card, and you might have noticed a little bit of a theme leading up to July here with some Christmas in July type cards. The Creative Vault is going to be sharing Christmas in July classes this month. July 1st through July 4th, you're going to be able to join the Creative Vault for just $5. It's normally $14.95 a month. So you'll get to join the Creative Vault for the $5 for your first month. And you're going to get to take advantage of all of the fantastic Christmas classes that we have going on in the Creative Vault. Now here I'm just going in and I'm flicking my marker down and just making little hills of snow. You could do this with lots of different colors. Purples work good, blues work good. I chose blues. I am super novice at this. So this is like way out of my comfort zone, super hard for me. And you can kind of tell as I'm going here, you can see me hesitating and not being super confident in what I'm doing. That's because I'm new at this, but I refuse to not try. This is something I have desired to do for a long time, and I've shared with you all that I really want to expand my creativity and my artistic abilities, and the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to try. So here I'm using a B0000 marker to blend out that B000. So it's even lighter than the other one I've used. And you'll notice I start going under the penguin's feet because I realize like, oh, they kind of need to have a shadow under them. So you can tell that like they're standing there. So I start doing that. And then I'm questioning myself, is that too much? And I just kind of keep fussing with this until I kind of get it to where I feel good about it. And like, it's okay. And then I move on to the tree. Now, let's talk about this tree. Hindsight's 2020, right? If I had this to do over, I would not have drawn the black lines. Instead, I would have just colored a tree shape. But this also goes back to me not being very confident in my abilities. And so I felt like I needed a little bit of a guide. And then here is me testing out different colors and trying to come up with my color combination. And I kept all of this in the video for you so that you could see and understand this is work for everybody. This is not easy. And then after I colored this first part of this tree, I realized immediately, oh, I shouldn't be making it dark like that in that area. It needs to be dark from the top going down. So you'll see when I go and color the tree on the card, I go opposite of what I have done here. So I start with my darkest color underneath the first layer there and at the top of the tree. And I realize like, okay, that is naturally where it would be darker and it would be lighter as you go out, because a tree goes in at the center and then comes out. So of course it's going to be darker up underneath the tree. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So these are the kinds of things that I could totally cut out of the video and leave it out, but then I feel like you wouldn't learn anything because this is what it requires for me to learn something. I have to try it, I have to see it, and then I have to do it. So here I'm just going over every single layer with like long flicking feather strokes, I guess you could say, in an attempt to kind of give some, not definition, but texture a little bit. And I think I could have probably gone in with even a darker color at the base. Here I'm going back over with the darkest color, but I think it would have been even better had I used like one step darker, but I didn't, and it still turned out really pretty. I like it. I'm not crazy about it. I don't love the black lines. But you know, you live and you learn. So here I'm taking some, I think it's Azure Afternoon, and I'm just ink blending this little corner here to give us a blue sky. I didn't want this to just be stark white at the top. So I'm just doing a little bit of ink blending, nothing super crazy, to just give us a little bit of sky. And then I'm going to remove all of my masks from my penguins and I'm going to color each of them. Okay, so if you were with me yesterday, we made a graduation card for my nephew. And I really did not go into depth about any of that in the live or the premiere yesterday, but I do want to go into that here. Let's talk a few minutes about my nephew. So my nephew is, I've talked about him before. We've enjoyed some discussion about him before. He is on the spectrum. It's okay that I share that with you. He's fine with it. He's on the autism spectrum. He is brilliant. He's super, super smart with anything that he wants to be super, super smart with. So what that means basically is that for my nephew, if something is not interesting to him, he doesn't really want to put the effort into learning it. As you can imagine, this can be a struggle for the purposes of school. And school has been a difficult thing for him since he was little. I can remember as small as second grade, he struggled in school because he would get frustrated And of course, we all know that people who have neurodivergencies do not have a lot of advocacy in this world. And sorry about my head in the video. And the advocacy they do have sometimes can be not great. Let's just put it that way. And we live in a state that is actually very good about advocacy, but it still lacks a lot. So here, really quick, back to the card, I'm just adding some shadows underneath the penguins. I'm not entirely sure they needed it. I think when I was coloring this, it just felt like they needed more to stand on. I kind of wish I wouldn't have added it. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's just not the greatest either. So, is what it is. We're going to move on though. I do think I go over it. And so there's this thing called paint. What is it called? Oh, it left me. Not blending. Glassing. It's where you color over the top of another color. I think it's called glossing or something. Anyway, you color over the top of another color. If one of you know what it is, just say it in the comments. And that helps push back some of the color. So like here, if I would have colored this blue over the top of the gray, it would have still made that gray look like a shadow, but it would have kind of softened it up a little bit. And that's probably, I do it here. I do it here just a little bit. That's probably, I should have done more of that. Okay. That's it. I should have done more of it. So anyway, back to my nephew. I lost some footage here. I just colored the penguin's bodies black. You probably didn't need to see all of it. So whatever. Anyways, so he has struggled through all of his schooling, not because he's not super smart and completely capable, but simply because it annoys him and it is, not on his high priority list. So we thought that because they told us, the school told us that he was going to have to go to summer school and go to finish up 2 electives, people, 2 electives. So not even core classes. To finish up 2 electives, he was going to have to go to summer school and he was going to have to start school again in the fall and go until Christmas break. And then he would have satisfied everything. So to back up a little, his graduation should have been this May. Okay. So he should have graduated. We were told he wasn't going to graduate, that he didn't have enough credits because when he early on in his time at the school, he really, really struggled and he failed several classes. And so we thought he was going to have to start from scratch. So not start from scratch, but finish up the things that he didn't do. Okay. So then we got the phone call that meaning my sister, got the phone call that in fact he had satisfied his credits. There was some mix up and he has in fact graduated. So we are beyond thrilled for this kid. A. B. I'm kind of pissed, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little bit upset at the fact that they screwed up. And because of that, my nephew, who had an extra difficult time making it through school, did not get to walk across the stage with everybody else. It really kind of chaps my hide. Is there anything I can do about it? Yes. This is what I'm going to do about it. On July 2nd, we are having a party for family, and we were going to celebrate my niece. Well, she's actually my cousin who graduated from college. And now we're going to add Caleb to that party. So he will also be having a graduation party. And sadly, that's all I can do about it. I can't turn back the hands of time and get him to be able to walk across the stage. But what I can do is celebrate the crap out of this kid. So super proud of him and just overjoyed at all the obstacles he's overcome. He's had it a little bit rough, And I'm not even going to get into that. That's vault talk. Me and my sister are going to talk about that more, but that's for the vault. And yeah, like that. So we're super proud of him, super excited. All right, so let's shift back to this card for just a second. Here, I'm just finishing up all the coloring of these little penguins. I think they are so freaking cute. I can't get enough of them. And I'm adding a little bit of shading to their bodies just to give them a little bit more dimension and interest. And then this card will just get a sentiment put on it and it'll be all done. It's really not a difficult card. I've noticed over the last couple weeks that my video view numbers are way down. And I'm going to guess, this is my guess, my educated guess, is two things. One, people are starting to see me use products that are not Stampin' Up, and there are some people that have strong opinions about that. They have shared those opinions with me. I have had more than one person tell me that they will no longer support me or anything I do because I don't use solely Stampin' Up products. I had two people leave the Creative Vault because I share stuff that's not just completely Stampin' Up. Now, here's what I have to say about it. It's a free country. Everybody has their right to do whatever it is they want to do. And I hold no ill will towards anyone. But if you're here solely for the product I use, you're probably at the wrong place, because I'm here to learn, grow, teach, and enjoy what I do. And I've liked to think that the people that are here with me are not here just because of the product I use. In fact, I had a discussion with my good friend Kelly. We've really gotten to know each other. She's another card maker, and we've spent time talking on the phone about different things. And I was telling her how, it feels very scary to kind of have these things changing. And, her response was basically, you need to let people know that it's 100% okay to, you don't have to watch my channel. You don't have to support me. You don't have to do anything that I'm doing. But she said, it's not okay to be mean. And she's right. And then the other thing she said is, people shouldn't be here just for the product. They should be here to support you in whatever it is you're doing, because it is card making. And I just really loved that perspective. I thought that was really great. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. Now, you are going to see regularly from me using other product, but you're also going to see regularly from me using Stampin' Up product. I'm not doing anything less with my Stampin' Up stuff than I was before. The only difference is you're getting more content from me, because I am on these design teams and I am required to produce certain amount of cards for the design teams. I'm not required to make a video, but I do it because I think, why not? Why not turn my video camera on so I can share it with you guys? And so anyway, of course, everybody can pick and choose whatever it is they want to watch and everything. But I have been a little discouraged about how significantly my video views have dropped over the last few weeks. And I know it's for two reasons. I know one is because I'm not using just Stampin' Up product. And then I know the second reason is because I'm not doing a bunch of fun folds. And that's what I think my followers mostly like. I mean, you guys can let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm off my rocker there. But I have come to find that people really enjoy watching me make fun fold cards. And when I don't do fun folds, it seems like there's less interest, which is okay. That's totally fine. So here I'm going in with a white gel pen, and I'm just going over this entire thing with little bitty white dots, covering the tree, covering the penguins, so that everything looks like it's been snowed on, which is so cute. It's such a fun technique. So, Anyway, yeah, so you'll see plenty of content from me. In fact, those of you who have been such amazing supporters and followers and who have just encouraged me and encouraged me, I just want to give you a very special thank you. I love you so much for all of your kind comments, all of your well wishes. I've had a couple people even like send me a little bit of money, just saying like, you know, I never order product from you, but I want to support you. It's been pretty amazing. I've gotten some gifts in the mail from different people. So all in all, 90% of everything is good and happy and positive, and I'm thrilled for that. And I'm beyond grateful. I can't even tell you. If you want any of the products that you saw me use today, you can purchase some of them from Stampin' Up! And some of them are from the Rabbit Hole Designs. And I break all of that down in my blog post, which is linked below this video. I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for taking time to be with me today. Bye-bye.